CD that my trauma therapists have ever seen. I've been getting therapy for my trauma in my childhood abuse for over 12 years. So when you see me publicly having a panic attack, it is a display of performance, and it's an act of contrition willingly and intentionally. So every single thing I have ever said while in psychosis, ever on a body cam, I fully declare and tell you, and anyone who knew me personally can tell you. I have a lot of friends who've talked to me while I've been in psychosis. I've been in and out of psychosis for the last 12 years, since I did a 3-day meditation retreat after smoking some weed. It was that easy. And it was pretty cause and effect. It was not hard to figure it out. And when I told every single medical professional that I just went to a 3-day meditation retreat where we did the most deepest examination of your possible psyche, it was like a Buddhist practice, and it was like the fucking creme de la creme healing model. Okay, so every single licensed person who has ever touched my case, which has been a very expensive case, and the insurance has been very profitable. Hey baby, I'm finally telling everybody what I'm like. I was performing psychosis for the last year in order to manifest your healing, Gary. I was pretending to be crazy because I knew that's what it would take to get you to believe that I wasn't. I knew it was going to take a long time to pretend to be crazy just for you and to show you all the things I already lived through before you walked in. And I was ready to do that the moment you walked in. Just so you know, the moment I fell for you and the moment I knew what kind of man you are, I knew I had to do it all over again for one more year, one last fucking show, to show everybody what the fuck Laura Hope is made of. I did everything for you. Every public fucking thing I ever did this year, Gary, it was on purpose. Okay? I did not get my money by accident. I work hard. I did not get my grades growing up by accident. I pay attention and I work hard while everyone was bullying me. And it became this culture that followed me everywhere I went because it was the spirit of bullying that was taught to this generation. And in particular in my area, it was a breeding ground of the KKK because my mom was the most instrumental Chicana that fought for the American dream. Like my dad taught her the Civil War stood for. My dad stood for everything my mom never had. Unfortunately for my mom, she had a lot of childhood abuse. And unfortunately for my dad, so did he. And devastatingly for me, I was born with a developmental disorder from birth. It's a learning disability that nobody recognized at the time, and it's called being deaf. No one knew what a deaf child looked like or sounded like. I've known I've been deaf my whole life, and I've struggled to learn how to speak. I've struggled to learn how to sing. I've struggled. I am deaf. My whole life, nobody knew that deaf people could hear, and I fought with every tongue muscle, with every scream that I heard as a kid while I wasn't talking. All I did was scream as a child because I didn't know how to talk. I didn't know how to use my tongue. No one was teaching me how to speak. All I heard was screaming, and when you're deaf, it's pretty traumatizing because deaf doesn't mean you can't hear. I'm sorry, guys. It just means you have supersonic hearing and you guys are too loud. So when you want to call me loud and laugh and point, just know that what I go through at home is worse than what you even know. And when I just smile at you, pissed off, just know I want to do to you things that I wish this world could see right now so that Jesus could come. I knew who Jesus was as a child because my parents believed in him. I watched my parents fight their very own demons together against each other and fight for each other. I watched it for so unbearably long. All three of me and my sisters. Unfortunately for my two sisters, they believed that they were ridiculed more than me. And it created a very difficult complex within them and a very difficult reality for me. All the adults could see it when I grew up. Find her? What do you mean find her? I am Laura. What do you mean find who I am? I am who I am. You don't find yourself. You are who you are. I know who I am. My name's Laura. What is your name? Cheryl Merchant 967? It's okay. Everybody's different. Listen, I'm not here to talk to you guys, so you can all stop commenting. This is not about what you have to say. And you're very lucky I did not block the comments, so I'm going to ignore any commentary right now. This is not about you. When a deaf woman speaks for the first time in human history on a live YouTube, you do not want to be the dumbass that ruins it, okay? You don't want to be the one called a dumb fucking cunt ass bitch by the girl who was born deaf. Made fun of all her life for how she talked, for her accent, for the way she couldn't speak, for the way this. I was made fun of for everything my parents told me was beautiful about me quietly at home as I cried every day. It was my parents who told me, don't listen to them. It's beautiful, I promise. And I cried, and they would just, I cried more than many of my other sisters, yet they claimed that they were persecuted more than me. And every adult watched it happen. I was the quiet one. I was the sad one. I was the one that fought them tooth and nail. No, I'm not that way. No, I'm not. I'm not that way. As my sisters just sat there tormenting me and bullying me. Unfortunately for me, everyone can leave. You are not here involuntarily. It's so funny to me how you tell people to stop bullying and they just leave because you say it too angry. It's like, yeah, you're the exact... If you don't vibe with what I'm saying, it's because you're the problem, okay? Everyone on here is a bully, and you're exactly what I stand for. And my YouTube is actively trending and blowing up right now. The fact that you can even comment is my miracle that I don't give a fuck about you. I've been the master spam commenter, okay? I have had 70,000 views on my comments by Will Smith. Like, I have been the top commentator on Instagram for the last 5 to 7 years. Every video I commented on, my accounts became the algorithm, okay? So when you see this, and it suppresses and it lowers it, just know that I mastered the algorithm without studying it before you thought about your opinion on a little ding, 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 ding. I mastered the art of psychology and studied the DSM-5. Thank you. See, it's that fucking easy to be nice. Shut the fuck up if you don't got nothing nice to say. We learned that in kindergarten. So when I tell you as a grown-ass woman about to have a baby, you do not have the right to speak to a grown woman the way you guys are. And I guarantee you, I am more successful. I am richer. I am everything this American dream stood for. I am the definition of the American dream. And just because I don't look the way you thought I would, is the very reason I'm gonna make myself ugly, because I know how beautiful I am. And anyone who's ever seen me in public knows that when I walk into a room, it shifts. I have a legacy that lives before your little tick, 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 tick. In fact, the cyberbullying campaign of 2008, when children first began hanging themselves, which was pretty difficult for adults to swallow, by the way, and it was pretty controversial because they knew it was their fault. And they did a lot of work to prevent it. And now the very bully-ish generation wants to act like a bully to me. Oh, you're 8 and you think you can call me crazy? I was 6 being called crazy, okay? Being called weird, being called ugly, and you know what I said when I was 3? I don't care. You know what I said when I was 7? And you're stupid. You know what I said when I was 9? I've been hated my whole life. How long have you been hated for, huh? Just right now? Then I don't give a fuck. I've been hated my whole life. So just because you're jealous that I have views, guess what? I hate you a gazillion times more than your little fake jealousy of me, because I already know you got no place being jealous of a woman like me. You, anyone who is jealous of me because I am brown-haired, brown-eyed, light-skinned, talk sassy. Oh my God, no, not her. She's crazy. Oh my God, that's a crazy bitch. That's a crazy. No, I grew up when crazy meant a person who was so out of their mind they were dangerous. And I watched who was called crazy for the last 30 years in silence. And then I became the epitome of the institutionalization of the term and ostracization of Black, brown, and indigenous minority women and children. If you do not know what the acronym MMIW stands for, then you got no business even hashtagging Epstein, even engaging in political debate right now when it just because it's trending, okay? You do not engage in political debate as a trend. Political debate is for scholars, people who know their shit, and people who give a fuck. Okay? Martin Luther King energy is not, oh, fuck you. Oh, fuck you. No. When I say fuck you, I say it with the Chicano fucking movement that took this fucking long to have a spokesperson. The Chicano movement was right after the Black. How come the Chicanos were made cholas? How come the cholas? The word chola is not a Mexican word. And I cursed every goddamn motherfucker that ever called me a Sharpie having fucking da-da-da-da-da. Everybody called me a chola, little this, little that. Do you want to know what I look like as a child? Look at all my videos, okay? All my YouTube videos begin at the age of 12 when my teachers were flagging the state for some of the worst symptoms of PTSD and childhood trauma that they had ever seen. And when I opened up to my teachers as mandatory reporters what was happening at home, hey, Axel, go fuck yourself, and I have very negative things for you. And may you find Jesus, because laughter is a sign of evil, not joy. And when you joy in the torment of others, you acquire the karma of God, because innocent people do not belong to be laughed at. Just because someone's on a platform does not mean you have the right to say what you think. The fact that you guys have access to my content is a privilege, okay? And I use that wisely and intentionally. The fact that I have moderation tools, I use it wisely because I saw what happened to the famous people that got trended before there was algorithmic settings. I have seen what's happened to, if you listen to NF's music, Alessia Cara, if you watch what happens to a famous person when they acquire fame and enter it, and then what happens after just a few years and how their music changes. I've listened to my favorite artists when they become famous, when I'm still a fan and I'm still a fan. Every artist who's been my favorite artist that I've ever listened to has been canceled and has gotten depressed and has stopped performing and has just stopped being famous quietly. And to me, being famous always meant something bigger than myself. To me, my dream of being fame was never about having a spotlight, because the spotlight always followed me and I hated the spotlight. I'm actually an introvert. So I was born deaf. The modern term for it is called selective mute. Now, I also know what the science of being deaf is because I studied it as a kid, being put in the remedial class because I was different. When I was put in the remedial class, okay, no one has the right to comment right now, and I'm about to get very angry because you guys are not being okay. Community moderation, we're turning you all off. You all have no right to be this way. You do not. Each one of you is getting put in timeout. And just so you know, this flags your entire account. So I am setting your rep, okay? You don't ask someone their trauma. And I'm not your fucking mother. You guys are all retards if you want to know what I think about you. I brought back canceled words just for people like you. You're pretty now, and you're an evil piece of shit, and you can go fuck yourself. That's what I think about your standard of beauty. All you people are so heinously. Stop being mean. You guys do not know what she's been through. Literally, all the people that have been here that made this channel what it is today are speaking up right now, and they're defending me because they've seen me. They've seen what I've been going through, okay? If you go back far enough, you will see a very live when I was getting, so when someone was trying to murder me, okay? And it was pretty scary for the people on that live. So when you come in here and joke about PTSD, just know I wish murderous things about the evil that plagues this earth. I wish evil itself could just manifest itself once and for all and just be gone. Because hell is not nicer than this place. And just because I speak up for myself does not mean you can double down on how much of a bully you are. The fact that you guys even like think you have any power over me just because I keep going because I double down. You keep going because you're a dumbass. You guys speak out of ignorance, and that's what's wrong with this world. There used to be a standard just 20 years ago. All of you. See, this is why I fucking hate that it automates my comment section, because you guys always ruin the fucking lives. And I'm so dedicated to this, and I have curated the algorithm that brought you on this live to begin with. Now we're going to restart. This is a price that I pay willingly for the amount of years it has taken me to heal. I want you to go through my old videos before you speak.